Hello everybody, it's MicheleMarieDalene, North American Snow Queen. Hail me, bring me to all of you. Of course, this Sunday, it'll probably be Monday in a little bit, if it isn't already. I wanted to talk a couple things with you about what I see around the world in the last few years. Ever since Google and Apple had decided to lock down and tighten personal security for phones, insurance, a lot of the federal government is running scared. I mentioned James Cohen, and all. He's not working with Alexander James Alexander of the NSA, and how NSA had crossed through PRISM and a variety of other programs had opened up a huge violation of American rights, thanks to the powers of the Patriot Act. And I explained to you that since Mr. Snowden, Edward Snowden, blew the whistle on the NSA, that the NSA has been trying to backtrack and try to vilify Edward Snowden. And I also point out to you that now they are extremely upset that Apple and Google have decided that enough's enough, and that they were going to lock down security and make it really hard for them to cause harm to American individuals. Let me tell you something, as I said a couple episodes ago to Mr. Coleman. It's your administration's fault that this has been allowed to occur. If you followed common sense, didn't try to do a major dragnet sucking up information from every individual, they would not have even thought about locking down and securing their devices. So don't go crying to us and telling us that we should not be providing security. It's your own fault. You did this to yourselves. Stop blaming us, the victims, for your bullshit. Because it doesn't wash. Not with me, not with any American. Now, also other countries now saying is, as I said to Senator Wyden, Google, Dropbox, Facebook, and several others, Microsoft, have said, we cannot even sell our products to other countries as easily because there's a loss of trust. American companies are no longer being trusted anymore, because anything that goes across the Atlantic by fiber optics, satellites, or what have you, the NSA has got their meat hooks in it. Yep, they sure do. And Obama isn't helping. In fact, Obama isn't doing much to stop it at all. Incidentally, another new issue coming up with Obamacare is coming into play, and there will be possibly 5 million more insurance policies canceled because they do not meet the requirements of Obamacare. What was promised to the American people is not what they're getting. They were told that they could keep their health plan if they liked it, and that they could keep the doctor if they liked the doctor, and they could, they would have the right to continue everything as it was. Only now to find out, to their dismay, that their policies of their favorite choices are being canceled because they don't meet certain criterions. Excuse me, but obviously they met the criterions of the people who bought those policies because they obviously were happy with the policies. When should our government be telling an individual that your insurance plan is inadequate? I'd like to know why you're telling them that their insurance plan is inadequate. It just doesn't add up. If their insurance plan was inadequate, don't you think the American people would have considered that changing the policies before they even got it, or dropping that policy right afterwards. Those people, those American people who said, I like my insurance policy, I like my doctor, I like the way when I pay for my premiums, I don't have a problem with it. But Obamacare is saying is, oh, I'm sorry, but your plan doesn't meet certain medical requirements, and so therefore we must declare it null and void. So you have to buy a more expensive plan that covers procedures you will not need. For example, if you happen to be a man, do you need to have an ovarian exam, a pap smear, a breast exam? Well, maybe a breast exam, but obviously you don't have a uterus, you don't have ovaries, and there's no reason for you to have a pap smear. But Obamacare says that's exclusionary language, and that means that your plan is now null and void. Because your plan only covers things that you need, such as you want to make sure you have a prostate exam, check for testicle issues, and other health concerns that affect a man. Because if you're a man, you choose a policy that that meets the needs of a man, right? This is what I don't like about what we're seeing in this country. It's getting out of control. This country has removed the individual right for American people to choose what is best for themselves because the government thinks that they know better. I don't believe I can relate to this. How can the government know any better? I mean, it's stupid. It says in the Constitution, or in the bill, or actually in the Declaration of Independence, we believe that by God-given inalienable rights, that all men have the right to pursue a life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, which means that those privileges cannot be taken from them. Okay? That means, no, actually, I was asking myself about criminals a couple days ago, and then I figured out the answer to that. Yes, you have the right to life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness, providing that your life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness does not infringe on someone else's happiness. Which means you don't steal from somebody else because it makes you happy if it makes them unhappy. In that case, they have a right to take the issue into the criminal courts and into their own hands. Okay? That's simple there. Okay? We believe that all men have the right to life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness, but that doesn't mean that all people are going to be inherently happy. Where does government come in? Well, government is supposed to protect and serve, but it actually comes from a couple words, as one person told me, which in French. I don't remember what the exact words are, but the government is to manage, and the mente is to mention, or to monitor, which means to fear. Okay, to monitor and fear. Okay, so I don't think you understand just how serious this is getting when our own country keeps spying on our own people. It's hurting us. And what's worse is that you guys are just so naive. You're naive because you act like everything's okay. Oh, I can be anything I want. Yeah, until the government tells you that as long as you follow regulations A, B, C, D, and E, and procedures MNOP, and steps 1, 2, 3, and then we'll say you can be happy. That's not what our forefathers intended. Our forefathers believed that it was guaranteed that all men, women, and children should have the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. I'm going to mention the word life a minute. Life means non-kill. Because life means you should not kill your unborn baby. Period. And because then you're taking away the life and the liberty of your child. Okay? It also means that you shall not kill your unwanted dogs and cats. It also means you should not kill your unwanted senior citizens. Now, if they want to kill themselves, that's completely different, okay? Our country is based upon those principles. And our forefathers did not particularly pick sides when they said it the way they did in the Declaration of Independence. Wow. That's a big difference from today, isn't it? Our government is trying to tell you that you cannot be happy if your insurance plan doesn't meet our goals. Pardon my French. Fuck your goals. What about our goals? What about the fact that I and others pay for that policy and we chose it and it makes us feel good? It makes us happy. You're telling our plan is not making you happy? Why should my plan make you happy? You're not the one who pays the monthly premiums on it. We do. We have the right to be happy. We have the right to choose things that make us happy. We have the right. And it is given to us by the Declaration of Independence and the Bill of Rights. Don't step on my toes, okay? Because I don't want to play your Mr. Obamacare game. Don't step on my toes, Mr. James Alexander, because I don't want to play your NSA game. Don't step on my toes, because I'm a free spirit. Because if you do, given the powers I have, and I do have powers in the form of voting you out of office and freezing your ass, I have both powers of choosing my political leaders and the powers to freeze and use those powers. Hopefully I use them for good. But honestly, sometimes I just want so bad to just freeze your ass. But I will do my best to abstain from doing that because of the rule of ready. Okay? But this country has got to do is stand up for what is rightfully ours, and which is the American Constitution. And we have the rights as American citizens. If we don't want you snooping in our files, you're not going to snoop in our files. If we decide to bear it all, every last itsy bitsy dingleberry that hangs out of our files, and we don't give a shit that it's good for you, and as far as I'm concerned, that's good for us, if we choose to go that route. Now, I happen to be the kind that does that. I have nothing to hide. My life is on the internet. My life is an open book. I chose it to be that way. But I respect those who say, you're not going anywhere near my life. You're not going nowhere near my personal events in my life. I respect them. I don't agree with 100% with what they feel, but I respect that they have the right to feel that way. And I also can tell you right now is that if you truly respected the Constitution and everything it stood for, both Mr. James Coleman and Alexander, and President Barack Obama, and all the congressmen and senators, all 50 nifty United States, you should work together to diffuse this juggernaut that you have created that is causing grave harm to the American people. It's not going to create just grave harm to the American economy. It's going to destroy everything that you built up. We're only 4% of the world's population. And yet we try to think we are the top dog. There's a dog out there that is bigger and meaner than us. Count on it. And that dog has been salivating to tear us to shreds. Count on it too. What I mean is, the thing that bothers me is that we are not the top dog, and we must stop thinking we are. And the American people don't want to have to live in a state of tyranny that is worse than North Korea. We are entitled, as our Constitution says, to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And I ask you, all congressional critters, senators, cabinet members, and of course my fellow Americans, to make sure that that stays so. Do not let those juggernauts try to control us. Do not let those Stasi try to control us. Do not let the equivalent of the fascism control us. We gotta stand up for what's right. We gotta protect our own rights. We gotta protect our privacy. And we gotta protect ourselves from this tyranny that is forming around us. Don't give in to them without knowingly what's going on. If you choose to encrypt your data and hide it away, I endorse that. If you choose to leave your data hanging wide open, I endorse that too. It's your choice. You have the right. It's just like Robin Williams said about the arts and humanity. Something everybody loves. A choice. Yes, we all have a choice. We have a choice to decide how we're going to live our lives. We have a choice of how far we're going to go to protect our rights. And if we don't do anything now, we're going to lose everything. That would be a real pity. Now, also wanted to point out to you right now, this winter, I'm not rolling with no fucking punches. I'm not taking no names. I got a job to do. I'm going to do my job. Hell or high water, I'm going to do my job. I'm going to do my best to protect you from harm. And that's why I am telling you right now, please prepare for winter, especially in the Northeast. I cannot stress enough that this is not going to be no walk in the park for anybody this year. Get yourself a generator. Get sure it's fueled and ready to go. Do not be caught off guard. Do not get stuck in your situation like we did in Autumn Storm Alfred. Be ready for anything. Prepare. Plan. And I say anything, I mean anything. Because there's also a possibility that the situation with all the things that are going on in this world are going to get a lot worse before they get a lot better. Obama and other state leaders are talking about Ebola. Ebola is only one of the many things that are going around. Tuberculosis is going around too. The flu is getting bad. We could see a lot of deaths in a very short order, thanks to our mass transit and our community traveling to all over the world by airplanes and trains and automobiles and whatever. We could easily be spreading very dangerous contagions very quickly among people. As I said last time, if you're sick, stay home. Please don't give it to somebody else. Okay? And also, please remember to respectfully understand that there are people who may not know they're sick. If you know, they see someone is sniffling and is having a hard time and they don't look like they're doing good, be nice to them and say, excuse me, I don't think you look too good. Don't you think you should go home? But understand that maybe they don't have a choice because they may be homeless. This year, I'm not going to help be able to do much for the homeless. I'm sorry, guys. I really, really wish I could help you. I can't. I try to shelter you guys, but I can't do it anymore. Because I have to get this weather in. We have to get the snow in. We have to help the rain in the southwest United States. And I cannot hold off. Because if I hold off, we're going to lose our crops. We're going to lose all the excess, all the vegetables and fruits and vegetables from the southwest United States. And then we're going to have a famine problem. So we have to work on that. So for right now, I'm telling you now, please get ready for winter. It's coming. The owner stewardess has already sent a message to me that she's already ramping up for my season. You've been duly warned. I just ask that you please pay some attention to it. You don't believe me? Please prepare anyway. If I'm wrong, you can laugh all the way to the bank. If I'm right, you're going to be glad I warned you up front to prepare. And if I am right and you don't, and you will then be at the mercy. And I don't want to be blamed for that, because that would not be fair. Well, anyway, that's it for now. Please take what I said with a grain of salt, and please don't be afraid to like or dislike. Comment below, please, because I'm sure you got plenty of comments and questions. I want to hear them. Subscribe to your friends and enemies. Let's get this out there. Let's get this knowledge out there. The truth will set you free. Okay? Talk to you later, guys. Bye-bye.